When we identify that we're under surveillance at CIA, it's a process that we call lulling surveillance. Lulling surveillance means that you try to act in such a way that's so predictable and boring and dull that the actual people watching you get bored. They stare at their cell phone more than they stare at you. So I go into a lulling process to try to lull this surveillance to sleep. I was originally supposed to be there for a 3-day collection trip. I identified that I was under surveillance about halfway through the first day. Then I took them on essentially what we call a rabbit run. So about an 8 to 12-hour route of boring chores, draw them out so I could observe them as much as possible without them identifying that I was observing them. In that 12-hour route, I made the decision that I needed to get out of the country as soon as possible. So I opted to leave early. I left a large digital footprint saying, hey, I'm changing my flight, sent multiple emails, made multiple phone calls, because I assume if they're watching me, they're watching my cell phone. Sent my ticket to like 3 different people, all under my same cover organization. It turns out they may not have been as sophisticated as we thought. So I get to the airport and I get pulled into secondary immediately after they see my passport. And they're like, oh, you're going into secondary. We have people who want to talk to you. And then I go into an interrogation. When you go through interrogation training at CIA, you learn certain rules to have a very effective controlled interrogation. As a simple example, one of the first rules that you learn is that when you put somebody in the interrogation room, you leave them there. Let the room do the work for you. Their anxiety is up or they don't know how long they'll be there, but you have to let them sit in that room for a while. They didn't let me sit in that room for a long time. So right away, I saw that their methodology for interrogating me was different than the best practices that I had learned at CIA.